Hello, everyone. I want to start a new series where I talk to interesting people about their opinions, about their experiences, and about many other interesting things. And I want to start this series with a dear friend of mine, Ravan, who's been living in my country in Poland for I think for 6 years now. Right? Isn't it true?
Yes, it's
Yes.
correct.
So Ravan and I, we've been friends for around 3 years. We met on Discord actually on one of the servers. So I suppose now would be a good time for you to say a few words about yourself, if you
Yep,
want.
of course, my friend, of course. So, hello everyone. My name is Rawan, and as my friend said, I've been in Poland for around 6 years. I came to Poland in 2021 on September as a student, and I've been still pursuing my bachelor since. And it's such a great experience living in Poland, and I've been working and studying. Such a nice country. I really recommend everyone giving a try to come to Poland. It's one of the best countries in Europe. And today, what are going to be our questions, my friend?
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about your experiences here in Poland as a foreigner, because by the way, you didn't mention, but you came from Azerbaijan. Um,
Yes.
so we probably don't share as many similarities, but it's worth mentioning that Ravan also speaks Russian fluently. So it's interesting how he found it, how easily or not he accommodated. So I'm gonna ask you a few questions if you don't mind. Well, first of all, uh, what surprised you when you first came in 2021? What surprised you about this country?
It's just there are a lot of things to tell about like Poland overall because Poland is like most like Catholic. Like people's it's such a like different opinion, when because everybody has different opinion when you come to Poland, especially because some people have different opinions. Some people think about positivity or negativity. When I came to Poland, there are a lot of things like biased internet thing. I saw a lot of things on the internet. It said about like Poland is like a negative thing, and Poland is beautiful. When I came to Poland first time, the feeling is not the same. That feeling I did not have it in other the countries I visited, even since now. It's such a like a different feeling of calmness and security, like in a level of where you feel calm, like where your heart feels calm. Maybe it's different for everyone, but I kind of feel home in Poland. It's it's people are nice in a way that they don't they don't judge you. There might be situations that they do, but overall people are so nice, welcoming, heartwarming, which I still feel in Poland, in anywhere I go, especially in Poland, and with Polish people itself, because the country is not it cannot happen, cannot be held without its people. So I think it's just the people. And there are a lot of culture differences with Azerbaijan and Poland. It's really different cultures, different countries, but I think like it's a really beautiful country. It's just it has another special place in my heart. Even if I go to another country, I cannot compare Poland to other countries because Poland is another country. It's uncomparable to other countries.
Right, and you mentioned that there are some differences. What were the first differences which you noticed let's say, right after you came?
So right after I came, I think people like sounding like too cold. I
Okay.
think it's so like there's actually a narrative in especially in social media that they say, Polish people are too cold. They're not really hospital. They don't have this hospitality in other countries. But it's actually not true. I talk to Polish people daily. I speak Polish, and when you talk to people, if you talk nicely, they actually like open up like kids, like babies, and they're actually warm inside. If you can open them up like as a human, they're really nice people. It's just they don't show themselves from outside that, they're not laughing. Maybe it can show up like this, but from inside, they're actually really warm, hospitable people. really warmful people, and that's the first thing I noticed, because I also the same thing like as other people like from the internet, that Polish people are too cold. I won't have any friends. Everybody will just won't be able to talk. But when I speak to like a cashier or something, just a random person outside, I just feel that warmness after a few sentences we talk for the conversation, and they just start opening up. That's just a rating. It's not in every country. If someone is cold, they're just cold. But Poland is kind of different narrative, different peoples. I think
Yeah,
it's probably like culturally, historically, but that's the first thing I noticed.
yeah. I think it's a common a common observation people make that Polish people don't smile a lot, or when they smile, it's like very very mild, not really.
Yeah,
It's not really as
they
strong
do
as
not show it.
Americans. The Americans smile very very widely and they show their teeth. We don't really do that, I think.
They're kind of fake, like they do kind of fake. I don't really think it's kind of too real when you just show your teeth.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe it's fake to some degree. Uh, yeah. Okay. So what you're saying is that at first you thought that everyone was cold and heartless. Yeah. But eventually, when you start talking to somebody, you realize that people open up and they actually want to welcome you into a discussion. And
Of course, yep, it is what it is for real.
I think that's right. I think that's also some of the observations I've made. Were there any other maybe expectations you had about Poland that turned out not to be true, that turned out to be false?
I mean, I guess there are some things, of course, but I can say a lot of things, but there are a lot of things happens. You have this kind of thought of opinion when you from the culture you come from the country you come from, you try to compare the things, but it's kind of not really correct thing to do because Poland had really dramatic stuff happen in its history. So people are kind of so people don't trust Polish people don't really trust that easily. Wherever like Azerbaijani people can trust
Right?
because yeah, well,
No, no. Sorry, keep going.
yeah,
I
of
just said
course,
right.
yeah, of course. It's really not that complete idea to compare because Poland, when I analyze Poland, especially like its history, people like came out through different stuff, wars, like the Second World Wars, like First World War, and a lot of things happened. It's just people being this kind of like different culturally, and some things are not going to my up expectations. I think it's pretty much normal because they lived something else when I compare Poland to Azerbaijan. And Azerbaijani people probably have some things which Polish people will say that is strange, that's weird, but in reality, it's pretty much normal because people lived through this when they were like for 200 years, 100 years, and they don't feel strange when they act that way, especially. So I think I don't have that much kind of expectation.
Mhm.
Uh, I can say some things, but I think it's not really correct to do in that sense because, as I say, like Poland is a different country culturally and as a country. So yeah, I don't think it's correct to. But what do you think about it? Do you think like Poland should act like different way being as a native?
No, well, I didn't necessarily. Mm, what I was referring to was, did you, let's say, did you have any images in your head about what Poland would be like, which turned out to be false? They could be positive, could be negative, but I suppose what I could say is when I went to Ireland for the first time, I when I was on my way in the airplane, I thought that it would be a highly modern country with where I was a kid at the time. I was like 4, so I thought that I would see flying cars, but that image was quickly broken when we arrived, and I saw that in some places it was even less modern than Poland. So that's kind of what I meant by my question. But no, I don't think we should switch. I don't think we should like change to people's
Um,
expectations.
just remember this one thing actually. You made a good point right there. So, because from the country I'm coming from, it's mostly around 70% mountains. We probably talked about this like some time ago. I went to Tatra Mountains, Guru Tatra,
Yeah.
and I, it's just my opinion based on the country I'm coming from, but my country consists around 70% mountains,
Okay.
Caucasus Mountains. It's just mountains. Like wherever every city you have at least one mountain. Doesn't matter if it's small, big. There's a lot of mountains. But Poland is kind of like a flat country. Like it's around like a 20 to 30% mountains.
Yeah. Only in the
So
south.
yeah, so and some part is like a Slovakia. Um so I kind of like in that expectation sense, I think Poland is not that doesn't have really that much kind of mountains. I think I will say.
Okay, so you
I
expected
mean,
there to be many more mountains.
yes, but I didn't actually know that Poland is like actually a flat country. I didn't know about
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, we have a lot of
Which actually I
pines.
still miss.
Yeah, we have a
Yeah,
lot
I
of
actually
pines.
miss. I really miss I really miss seeing mountains, like going to the up, like big mountains. We go by a car, but in Poland, like you cannot go by car. It's not allowed. Um, it's prohibited to go by car, and there's a helicopter can just come and take you. The police and shit. Like basically the security on that part is really strict, especially those mountains. Maybe there's a lake, some lakes actually prohibited. So like by car, it's not allowed to go like up to the mountain. But I remember when I was in Azerbaijan, when I was a kid,
Mhm.
just take like the car, like a cruise car, like a Jeep, like Honda CRV, like a big car, and just go to the mountains. And there are a lot of people like us, like a family. They're going to the mountains and shit. They're just having fun, and it's not. There's no prohibition of no, you cannot go up.
Mhm.
There's no science. So I wish this thing also had it here, but you should only come by foot or by hiking. So yeah, I
Okay.
think
I don't know much about the law regarding these regions, but I suppose in some places it would be possible for you to, travel far with your car, far up. I mean, I don't know. I don't know specifically about the Tatre region. Did you also go to Slovakia, or did you stay only on the Polish side?
for now I'm discovering Poland,
Yeah.
but I certainly want to go to other countries. But first I want to understand how like Poland is overall. Like when you, because I want to finish one country. Of course, I cannot finish anywhere. Like Poland is a really big country, but I want to finish Poland, especially like great size, like Toruń, Tarnów, and Krakow. All the cities I want to just discover first, then I go to another country. I just
Okay.
want to see everything, one by one.
Okay. Could you tell me more about your first week or your first few memories in Poland?
Man, those memories are just, you know, magnificent. I just cannot really explain those moments like completely, but I can tell you the thing that happened the first day. So my friends, we came to Poland through Ukraine, and my friends stay like on a dormitory, and I went like on a hostel, and I went alone. It was like night time. I remember everything correctly. And it was in Petrovska. It's like a street in Łódź. And there was one guy singing in his guitar like loudly. It was like nighttime around 12 p.m. And we ordered a taxi with one guy who was also going to the same hostel. I did not know this guy. He just speak on English. And I remember it was raining so hard. This guy singing like the different sounds. Like it was like kind of like quiet peacefulness, which I never had it ever in my life. Like it was the beginning. I kind of felt after that guy was singing and the rain sound, the rain itself. I was in a taxi. That thing I never like. The feeling is really strange. I still missing that feeling because I never lived it again. I think this was the first memory I had, and after that, I started discovering Poland, especially how it works, how you manage things, how you buy a phone number, how you open a bank account, the university, student card, what is the city, how does it work, how you buy stuff, how to go to dormitory. a lot of things discovered, but the first memories happened in that street that I came. It was like rainy, like the music guy singing in his guitar. Those times are just different else. But this was my first memory,
Mhm.
and the others were just me discovering the city, Poland, and yeah, that was my memories for the beginning.
Okay. Okay. And well, I mentioned that you speak Russian fluently. And when you came, of course, as I understand, you didn't speak any Polish specifically. Did you learn any
Yeah.
Polish before you came, or not really?
Uh, no, not really. I actually figured out that young people cannot speak English because on some places, it really depends on the city you are in Poland, but most people do not. So I said, but it really depends on the city, though. It's not like completely. But I said probably I don't need to speak Polish, but then after some time, I started learning and speaking to people, improving my Polish, and that's the degree I am right now. I can speak
Hmm.
uh, without any issues, without any translation.
And was it difficult at first? The first, let's say, when the first 2 or 3 weeks or the first 2 months when you had to do all of this legal stuff, you had to deal with your college, but you didn't really had any Polish language experience.
Oh
So
yeah, I never had any Polish language experience. I will say like this. Um, of course, my family overall, we know like a lot of languages. That's like my genes. We speak a lot of languages. Maybe I have this possibility to learn languages faster, but Poland overall languages, mm, a mix of languages. I will say like it's not like you speak specifically one part. Even like Polish people themselves, they make mistakes when saying some specific word. I'm pretty sure you do the same. Um,
yeah,
because
definitely.
Polish, yeah, Polish is not a really easy language. From the outside, it seems kind of like an alien language, but
Yeah.
this language has its own beautiful sides, its hard sides, its bad sides. But because it's every language is different. So I love Polish language, or especially the grammar. The grammar is really hard. I agree 100%. I saw the top listing the other day that it says like in the Instagram that Polish is one of the hardest languages in the world.
Mhm.
I don't agree when it comes to speaking, but I agree on the grammar because grammar is really hard. Is I really don't understand people who are learning grammar. I think you have to speak rather than start learning grammar. As you're a teacher, you probably know more, you know better. But I think it's better to speak. If you don't speak, there's no point to know the language. That's what I did. I started speaking to people, like
Mhm.
the random guy in the Żabka, uh, someone just outside, just selling something, or just to speak. Because if I don't have conversations, I won't be able to learn Polish. So I started first navigating with English. Then after some time, I started learning the speaking to people, and that's how I learned Polish.
Mhm. Okay. Uh, Now I think I want to ask you about food because this this topic is crucial for Polish
The,
people.
the, the the best topic, the best
Yeah, the
topic.
best topic.
Advice.
What I don't know if you remember the first Polish dish you tried, but overall, at first, how did you view the Polish cuisine?
So like Polish cuisine, it's kind of like a delicate cuisine for me.
Okay.
So the country I'm coming from, it's not the same, nearly the same, because my country is like a Turkey country, like a Turkic origin, but Polacks, like Polish people, are just Slavics. Uh,
Yeah.
and their food was like for the Slavic part. So my country's food was mostly like meat and really like a dough, like it has too much dough in it, like a sugar. Not in a sense that it's really bad. I mean, too much dough, of course, it's bad. If you go to Azerbaijan, you probably get 10 kilograms in 2 weeks because there's too much meat and too much dough. You just cannot stop eating. And the thing is, like Poland is kind of the same, but Polish foods are just in a kind of portion that like a French food. Like you eat a little of something like a French cuisine. You
Mhm.
say that that's how they serve, but Poland is the same. Polish cuisine is not that kind of like they don't give you like 10 kilograms of dough. it's really delicate, which I actually like about Polish cuisine. It's like really delicate food. The first food I ate in Warsaw, the first city I visited after Łódź was like Warsaw, and I was in the old town in Warsaw, Stare Miasto, and I went to this Polish restaurant, famous Polish restaurant. I didn't remember the name because like it was like 6 years ago, but um, I ate this food to call like a zupa. It's soup called żurek, the
Yeah.
bread. This is the first thing I ate. The first Polish cuisine I tried first. I didn't know what was it. I just said, okay, what is this? And I was speaking English, of course. I said, let me try this. That's the food I still describe to a foreigner when they come to first to Poland because that's the first soup, the first Polish cuisine I tried. It was really delicate. You know, I like the taste, like grzyby, like especially like the mushrooms, because Poland is one of the best when it comes to mushrooms, like the potatoes. It's really different. A lot of variations of mushrooms, like a lot of variations of soups. I did not try everything, but Polish cuisine is actually really big. But this was the first food I tried, and then I tried like Polish sugary, how you call it? It's like szalotka,
Charlotte,
like the
the
apple.
apple
Yeah,
pie.
the apple pie. That's the thing I tried the second, and I tried some juice. I don't remember the name. It's either compote or something else. But
Yeah, it's probably compote.
yep, I actually love compote. You know, compote was not really a really new thing for me, but even my country is not Slavic, but we have compote
Mhm.
as our babcias, like our grandmas do it. It's really great. The Polish one is actually again much more delicate than Azerbaijani because Polish cuisine, as I say, not too sugary, not too over exaggerated, and it's really simple, not really too complicated. So actually, that was the first food I tried in Poland. You know, whenever I get a chance, I go to like a milk bar. It's called Bar Mechne, and I eat Polish food
Yeah.
there, here and there. And it's so cheap and so great. You know, your grandma will make for you.
Right. They are
So
unfortunately going away. We see fewer and fewer of them, which is a shame, of course.
they're
Right.
nice.
I have to say that.
Every foreigner.
Yeah. Sorry. Continue.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was saying like every foreigner should visit at least once. That's just like from the morning, just go in the morning, like have a breakfast there, and you just it's for much cheaper, and you will see the real taste. You won't eat 2 kilograms of food, but you will see what is real Polish food. You know, other than waiting for an hour in a restaurant. You know, just go to like milk bar. I see the old Polish food, the old. You're gonna feel the historic at least. This like the feeling. It's always the feeling. You know,
Right.
you
Of
get
the
with the food.
tradition, the
Yes,
feeling
I
of
agree.
tradition. Yeah. I think that's also because you mentioned that in Azerbaijan the cuisine, the meals, the dishes are more. They're much
Yeah.
harder to eat, and
I mean,
I mean harder in terms of like they're much heavier, for the stomach. And that's at least
it,
what my experience was going into Azerbaijani restaurants. Like there was a lot of fat, let's say with rice, which was very good because it adds flavor. But that's just a general observation I made, like a lot of fat.
there are a lot of cuisines, like there are a lot of food in Azerbaijan. It's just the thing is like that's the food. You know, the reason of this Azerbaijani food being too like heavy because there were wars. It was really cold on some rural areas, and they needed to eat fat, like fatty. You know, like in Germans eating in the war, trying to stay awake for some time. You know, so that they will feel warm in their body. You know, eating sugary snacks and stuff. It's the same thing. So I'm not really thinking that it's a bad thing. For Poland, maybe in some parts in some cities, like they eat too much, like much different than in other cities, probably because of wars. There's 100% a reason of one city eating different, or maybe like much more fattier or much more sugary. Every city has a reason, so I don't really think it's unreasonable to eat this much. So maybe for Poland, it has a different meaning. So I think it's pretty much normal for, which I actually learned like a month ago that every country has its meaning that why they eat this much. So that's my observation.
Right. Okay. Well, I suppose we're getting close to 30 minutes, so I suppose we could top it off and pack it. So
Of course,
thank
of
you very
course.
much for the for the chat. Is there like a final thing you would like to say? Maybe a recommendation for any foreigners watching it?
I've a lot of good recommendations. I wish to make with you, my friend, like a lot of podcast episodes about this, about the Poland overall, breaking piece by piece, because it's just a lot of things happening in the social media. People just believe what they see in the internet. I would like to explain my view as a foreigner, not trying to sugarcoat or over exaggerate, showing the only real stuff, explaining how it is. For the foreigners, my recommendation is gonna be just travel, guys, see the country. Do not believe on social media whatever you see in the social media. Come and see by your eyes how is Poland, if you like it or not. But I 100% guarantee you, Poland is really beautiful. It's overall the system of security and overall the people are really nice. Just respect the culture, try the Polish cuisine, travel. You will like it. I assure you. That's my recommendation for the foreigners watching for this podcast.
Yeah, I'm just gonna quickly add one thing that me and Ravan we try to meet somewhat regularly, although that's not always possible because we live in completely different areas.
Cities, yeah.
Yeah, we have to take a train, which is often like 2.5 hour
And
of train.
which is a lot.
Yeah, one way. But every time we meet, we always try to hit at least one restaurant and try some Polish food or some Azerbaijani food as well, because I also want to learn more about his culture, and we we always try really good dishes. We always have a fun experience of Ravan learning new words like chrzan.
No,
Yeah,
which actually like horseradish, it's called in English. It's
yeah.
actually, you guys listening, it's just one of the best. I never saw something like this. I never tasted something like this. Like I'm just don't eat mustard, guys. Just eat this. The best like horseradish is the best, especially the with the apple horseradish. You gotta have it a try like with the food you're eating. No,
Okay.
that's just delicious.
I'm not sure I tried it, but definitely horseradish is something I recommend, and it's very common here in Poland. So
Same,
So yeah,
same.
thank you very much
No,
for
brother.
this
Thank you.
chat, and I hope we will meet again to maybe elaborate on your experiences in Poland and maybe switch to something else, but also with Poland as a topic or Azerbaijan.
Of course, of course,
Yeah.
of course.
So
I'll be really happy, and on the next time, then. Thank you, Matthew, for this invitation. Thank you for today.
you're welcome,
Uh,
and I'm also very thankful. So goodbye.
and bye.